Yes, I'm still alive. I'm being covered with dog hair. I suffered from like heat exhaustion a couple weeks ago, and I am still recovering, as I was told it would take a while. That was actually one of the main reasons why I haven't been on. I just haven't been feeling well. I actually had recorded a video a little over a week ago talking about the books that I had read while I was on vacation, and the thing was, number one, I really didn't read as much as I had hoped. Number two, I really didn't want to record the video because I was kind of forcing myself. I didn't have much to say, and I was forcing myself to say things. If a person wants to talk about all the books that they read, that's awesome, but I don't want to, and I'm finally understanding that about myself. I would rather talk about books that I want to talk about than saying, well, I don't want to talk about this specific book right here, but I read it, so I'm going to force myself to talk about it along with the other books that I read that I actually want to talk about. It just doesn't work for me. I started to edit this video, and I was just over it. I was like, I can't do this. This is annoying. I don't want to do this. I kept going back and forth like, no, just put a video up, but I don't want to put this video up. I don't like it, so I'm not. After some hemming and hawing, today, July 5th, I decided finally that I was going to go ahead and participate in Camp NaNoWriMo. I usually don't do that. I usually make the decision either before or at the very least the day that it starts, which is the 1st of April, July, November, all that stuff, but I just couldn't decide if I wanted to even participate, but I decided I'm going to. And the main reason why I'm going to is because I really don't want to. I have said before when talking about NaNoWriMo that there are times where you need to push yourself even if you don't want to write, and then there are times where you should back off when you don't want to write. Only you can know which tactic you need to take. I realize that the tactic I need to take in my life right now, as far as my writing, is to make myself write, even though I'm really, really unmotivated. I kind of predicted this. I predicted way back in January that this was going to be a very unmotivated year. I just had a feeling that I was going to have some problems making myself write and making myself read. It's just been a shoddy emotional year, and I did not bring this upon myself like with negative thinking or anything, if that's what you're thinking. I just had a weird feeling. I don't know how to explain it. I just had a weird feeling. I'm still trying to keep positive. I've just had more issues with insomnia and depression than I normally do, which is something I might talk about some other time. I am burning up. So I decided to go ahead and force myself to write, and I decided that I was gonna say, I'm gonna work on a project. Duh, that's what it is. It's a project. But what I mean, my project is going to be a project that I've been kind of putting off, which is poetry, but it's poetry that is mixed with other media. So I decided maybe I should write poetry for it. I've been avoiding it because it would require me to tap into some emotional wells that I don't want to touch, but that's just me being a big baby. So yeah, I have not actually gone on the Camp NaNoWriMo site since April, which was the last Camp NaNoWriMo. So I have not declared my July, but yeah, it's poetry, and you can tell I'm not feeling well at all. I haven't felt well all last month since getting back from New Jersey. I was fine up until like literally the night I landed was when I started feeling ill and tired and all sorts of madness, and then started getting heat cramps and then heat exhaustion within like the first like 2 weeks I was here, and then it's just this is downhill from there. I'm skipping around. The other thing is, as I just said, I don't want to do videos I don't want to do. I'd rather talk about things I want to talk about when it comes to reading and writing and books and any other geek stuff. I'm going to be working on making videos that focus on novels and their adaptions. Not necessarily which was better, maybe kind of which is better, but more like changes that were made and why I feel that this was a better change, why I feel this was a good change, why I felt this was a bad change, blah, 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 blah. The thing about it is, no matter how close a movie, I'll just say movie, sticks to the novel or short story or novella, it's always going to be a different experience, because watching a movie is a completely different form of entertainment than reading a book. If they were the same, then we would either A, all be watching movies, or B, all be reading books. So it's obviously a different entertaining experience. I started thinking about actually dissecting movies and books because, not just because, I want to. Sorry, you could tell I don't feel well. That's why I'm like very stilted in my talking and I feel like I can't think right now. This lamp is making me hot and it's just, I feel miserable. I'm trying not to be negative, but I actually thought about this. There was 2 movies that made me think about how much I wanted to sit and talk about this. And the first novel versus adaptation I want to do is A Dog's Purpose, only because I already re-reviewed everything, so it's fresh in my head. After that should be The Shape of Water. I'm waiting for the book to come in. It was like everybody's been requesting the movie and book, so it's taken forever for the book to come in. So I've already watched the movie. I watched it twice. The first time was on the airplane, so that was not a good experience. I couldn't hear anything and it was heavily edited, so I had to watch it again. So that would be the second one. Now the reason why I chose A Dog's Purpose is mainly because there were enough changes made when making the adaptation that I felt that the total tone of the movie was changed to the point, where it is truly a different experience. And B, I just wanted to talk about A Dog's Purpose. And The Shape of Water, the reason why I was interested in that is I found that the film is not an adaptation of the novel, and the novel is not a novelization of the movie. It's pretty much person had an idea, shared it with another person who happened to, do movies, and they were like, hey, let's work on this together. And then at some point, they both had their different ideas. Person A was like, do your movie how you want to do it. I'm not gonna, get in your way too much. And they kind of did 2 different things from what I understand. Similar but different. I thought that would be a very good reason to see just how different it was. Okay, I'm so hot that I'm cold. That is not a good sign. Okay, so I think I should stop recording and I will cobble this video together. I don't even know if I said anything and I've been speaking for 13 minutes. I think I said what I had to say. Yes, for Camp NaNoWriMo. Yes, I'm still making videos. Book versus, oh my gosh. There's like a chill going through me and I'm hot at the same time, so I think I should go. So, happy reading! I feel so stupid. Happy reading! And goodbye.